When we're talking to our athletes about hitting or spiking, we want to teach them to approach at an angle or run at an angle. We think this applies for our outside hitters and our middles, and if we have a left-handed opposite on the right side, they would want to approach at an angle as well. If we had a right-handed opposite, they would maybe approach a little more straight. But we think there's some compelling reasons why we should approach at an angle. First, it's easier to attack a ball that's coming at you than it is to have to pick it off coming across you. And so if you think about a wide receiver in football, it's easier to catch a ball when you're facing it than it is to be running and catching it when it's coming across your body. And so if we're running at an angle and that set's coming at us, that's easier to contact that ball. Secondly, we think that when you're running at an angle, it's easier to hit the ball cross court with range. And so it's pretty tough to come inside out and hit the ball that way, especially for our younger athletes. If we're coming in at an angle, we get a better look at the middle blocker. And so if we're running in and maybe the middle blocker's late, we can see that there's a gap and we can take advantage of that as an attacker. If we're running inside out, it's harder to see what's happening with the middle blocker and if they're late or if they're on time. Lastly, it's easier to adjust when you're running at an angle to an inside set and the set is inside. We can keep our momentum going forward in that direction. We can adjust inside and we can go still attack that ball with some heat. If we are running at an angle and the ball is set just outside, we can make a small adjustment and we can still get on that ball. If we're running inside out on either side and that ball is inside, we have to change directions, we have to change momentum, and I think it's a really tough play to go get that ball and make that adjustment. So making adjustments I think is a lot easier when we're approaching on an angle. Those are our reasons. We think they're great reasons, and give them a shot.